It's a little small. Just a little bit. Happy Halloween, everyone. Welcome to this week's big fat video blog. Can't talk today. Again. So happy Halloween, everybody, for the people in the U.S. If you don't celebrate Halloween, it's all good too. Happy Samhain / fall day / whatever the fuck you want to call it. So today I thought it would be fun to do some sampling of a few things that I bought. And as anybody knows, I've said this in other videos, I'm a pumpkin spice fiend. Like, when I die, I just want to be buried in pumpkin spice. Just bring it on, lather my body up, let it rain on me, and let it just be pumpkin spice. So, I went out to Trader Joe's and I bought a ton of pumpkin spice stuff. And then I also stopped at the local Safeway and I bought some Ben & Jerry's ice cream, which is pumpkin cheesecake. So I thought I would eat this all in front of you. But then also, I was thinking, what would be a fun little thing for us to do this holiday season? And what better way to do that, celebrate the holiday that we're at, than rating things? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and try each one of these foods and rate them. And because these things need a special rating system for such a white girl thing, we're going to rate them 5 out of 5 Beckys. So let's begin, and we will see how things taste. So first thing we're going to taste is we're going to try these things they're basically pumpkin spice Pop-Tarts. They seemed pretty interesting when I saw them. I was like, oh, those look really good. They're organic for you more health-minded people out there. Again, this is not healthy, but, it's Halloween, so let's have fun. Alright, so let's try this. That's about a 4 out of 5 Karens. It's got or Beckys. Karen is the next one. That's Christmas time. That's whenever we rate department stores that don't give us our money back. This is actually pretty good on the Becky scale. It's got like a nice texture, a consistency. Actually, I kind of like it compared to other Pop-Tarts, because other Pop-Tarts that you get, they're kind of really dry. And this here is like not dry, nor is like the crust really thin. It's actually just perfect. So yeah, I definitely would buy this again. So okay. Let's try these petite pumpkin spice cookies, because I have to watch my figure somewhere, and what better way than to have petite cookies? So let's see how these are. So it's interesting. They're kind of like a ginger snap covered in like a yogurt kind of thing, like if you were to get like those yogurt pretzels. And the top is definitely pumpkin spice icing. Yeah, that is definitely 5 out of 5 Becky's. Mm-hmm. We'll be having all of these tonight, maybe. So, all right. So this next one here is actually something Trader Joe's is kind of known for. It's called a pumpkin Jojo, and basically they're the equivalent of like pumpkin Oreos. I've had these a few times, so really this is just me reliving the experience again. But let's see if they still hold up. They make all these containers really hard for fat people to get into. It's like, Jesus Christ. We have places to go, things to eat. All right. That is a 4.5 out of 5 right there. I don't know if you can see this, but the filling in this is like, there's so much of it. Just amazing amounts of filling. Yeah, this is good stuff. I'd imagine those and some milk. Fantastic. Okay. Well, before we go over to the next one, I thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about some of my stuff around the holidays that I love, and then also some of the really cool things that I do for the holiday, or I've done in the past. So first off, one of the fun facts that you may not know about me is that I formerly was a paranormal investigator. I belonged to a paranormal scientific research group in the Seattle area. I did it for probably about 2 to 3 years. It was probably about 2.5 years. And it was really cool. I got a cool image of a ghost, and I actually had it looked at by like a psychic friend that I knew. And then I also had it looked at by numerous other people in the paranormal community. And you would be surprised. There's actually a legitimate science to it. It's not like exactly replicatable, exact science. Like, you know, if you were a a meteorologist or a hematologist or something like that. But it still is pretty cool to have it looked at by all these people in the scientific community that have regular scientific day jobs, but then do this kind of at night. And they all looked at it and they're like, yeah, man, I don't know how you got this picture. So that was pretty cool. I've been in haunted houses. I've been in a mansion in Gettysburg. I was left in a haunted hotel room alone and had a really unique event there that happened. So, and then my dad actually grew up with paranormal events in his life too. So, yeah, we're pretty well familiar with it. I know a lot of people will say it doesn't exist or it's not real, but for me, it definitely is real. And I've had firsthand accounts. So, that's just something that I'm like really into still. I don't really investigate just because, well, there's a lot of body here. I will evaluate evidence if people need it done, but I'm not exactly what you would call a paranormal investigator anymore. I just can't really get around the field as much as I used to. But, you know, and I realized that, like I said in my last video, there are some limitations that come along with being big. Some of my favorite holiday movies are Nightmare on Elm Street. Absolutely love that series. I've loved it since I was a kid. I used to have pretty bad nightmares when I was a kid, and so watching Freddy really helped me learn how to deal with those, and watching the kids go through all of that terror and trauma, and then seeing at the end that them finally beat Freddy was like the coolest experience for me. So I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm also a huge fan of the Scream series. I was immensely sad when Wes Craven passed away. He produced some of the best quality entertainment in terms of horror that I've ever seen. So it's a shame that he's no longer with us anymore. But yeah, phenomenal writer and director and producer. And then I also love like George Romero movies. You know, growing up, and I don't know if I've told you some of this, but I'm actually from Pittsburgh, PA, not California. And I am not a Steelers fan. I'm a Penguins fan. And you're like, oh, they have a hockey team? Yes. And we won the Stanley Cup numerous times. I'm not religious about it, but, you know, I just love to see the team win. But I've been definitely, you know, a lifelong Pittsburgher. That's my cat. I've been a lifelong Pittsburgher for, you know, of course, ever. And I absolutely love my hometown, but I also really hate it too. Like, it's somewhere I wouldn't really ever want to live again. But the reason why I bring this up is, you know, George Romero actually made some fantastic zombie movies, and they were almost all shot in Pittsburgh. Actually, the latest one that he developed that was pretty much like the biggest blockbuster was called Land of the Dead, and that actually was filmed in... It used backdrops of the city of Pittsburgh for the filming. So if you look, you'll be able to see, like... I'm so sorry. You'll be able to see, like, you know, the Pittsburgh skyline, and that was totally intentional. So it's really cool with Pittsburgh. But yeah, I love zombie movies. Love the Resident Evil series. So I'm all about horror. I'm the biggest scaredy cat, though. Staying in some of those areas, like, you know, in the mansion in Gettysburg, and then, you know, visiting places like, you know, there was Seattle's very first mortuary that I visited, and I had a unique interaction there. So I've done lots of really cool stuff with paranormal investigation. So if you ever want to talk to me more about it, you totally can. I'm available on Grommer and, of course, YouTube. So yeah, that's some of my cool interests. So I think I've digested some of the other stuff. So let's get back to trying the rest of it out. Also, leave your favorite horror movies in the comments below. I'm always looking for new material to watch. Like I said, I love horror and sci-fi. Alien is an awesome series, too, that I've watched all of them several times. So, yeah, let me know your favorites in the comments below. So this next one is kind of like part Becky, and it's also part Judith, which is my name for like a white country woman that like is in, you know, the middle of, you know, the rural, like it's kind of suburban but not really suburban. It's kind of more out there. She thinks she's a country girl, but yet she goes to the city for work. And it's pumpkin butter. So we're gonna get our Becky / Judith on and see how this is. So I just got some basic crackers here. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it again. That is 4.75 out of 5. That's pretty good. It's like super light, but it's also got this incredibly like, it's really like a heavy taste, but also the texture is like really light. This would be perfect to like put on like a piece of toast, or actually to make like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with, although I probably would use like an almond butter or something. But yeah, that's really good. I really don't shop at Trader Joe's much. I go there every once in a while. I actually went because one of my friends took us and a few of my other friends um, out to like a night thing, and we were like, "Oh, let's go grab snacks." And I was like, "Well, where should we go?" And my one friend was like, "Let's try Trader Joe's." And I was like, I haven't been there forever, and usually I go there for like really unique stuff for cooking. Like if I need kind of a really rare ingredient, I'll go. I don't usually think about going there if like it's a Saturday night and I want to like get really fat and eat a bunch of stuff. So it was actually really refreshing to go, and I forgot about how many cool like seasonal things that they have. There were way more pumpkin spice options there, by the way. Like I had to really restrain myself. Like there was like pumpkin spice mints, pumpkin spice biscotti, pumpkin spice like everything. So like this was really hard to like not buy all that. So I'm glad I stopped what I did at the $20 mark, because that could have been like really bad. Um, and then we would have had pumpkin spice forever. And my partner isn't really partial to pumpkin spice. Um, he doesn't mind it, but it's definitely not his like favorite thing in the world. So yeah, I'm gonna be having a lot of pumpkin spice for a while, but I am like super happy about that. So next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and try this. Now this is already open because my one friend tried it and he was like, it's not too good. But we're gonna give it a shot. It's pumpkin spice apple cider. So this kind of intrigued me. I had to pick it up because it just looks really interesting. Like we gotta see what it's about. So got a little glass here. It's okay. um, I think it's about a 3.25 Becky's. Um, it's kind of like diluted apple cider with a little bit of a kick to it. There's not like a lot of oomph to it, but I could definitely drink it. I mean, it's not like it's horrible. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to top all this off with eating a pint of ice cream, this is the thing out of all this stuff that I bought. This is the thing on the list. Like I was the like most excited about, like, and I got it like at Safeway, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a limited edition. I need it because it has like two of my very favorite things, which if I had access to the Cheesecake Factory like all year round, I would easily be like 900 pounds by the end of the year. And so, like, basically, if I ever did start a Patreon, which I won't, the key to getting me fat is pumpkin cheesecake. That's essentially what I'm saying, because I found pumpkin cheesecake ice cream. Like, I'm really happy. And this is probably like around all year, and I just don't know about it, but. Again, I make things really fat people friendly. Alright. So let's give this a shot. Let's see if it's going to get the acclaimed 5 out of 5 Beckys that it deserves. Yeah. You know that feeling when you have sex and like you're about to get off and then you get off and you're like at that point where you're kind of like climaxing down and you're like relaxing, you got the evening glow? That's this. That is definitely... Okay, forget about the Becky scale. It's 5 Beckys plus it's definitely 1 Karen, because that is amazing. Like, I am so happy that I bought this. God damn. It's like the perfect everything. Like, the texture's really light. The pumpkin spice is in there. but it's not like so overbearing that you can't like exist, without it. Yeah. I could just like have like 10 minutes of me eating this on cam in front of you, but I bet you that would be kind of boring for some of you. Maybe not all of you, but I would get bored. But at any rate, that's my Halloween video. I might do another one of these for Christmas with peppermint because I also love peppermint too. Not as much as pumpkin spice things, but yeah, this was I would eat all of this if I didn't have to work tomorrow and have like a hangover all day. It would be really really bad. Get like a food hangover. So yeah. So if you liked my video, as always, please subscribe. I put out new videos every Wednesday or whenever I can. And again, thank you again for all of your comments. I really enjoy reading them and, seeing you guys like my videos. This has been such a fun thing to do. So if you'd like to see me do any videos on any gainer or non-gainer content, because I'm going to be starting up a non-gainer part of my blog here soon, please let me know. I'm always happy to do that. I am going to be doing some really fun stuff coming up here soon within the next several months. My mom's coming into town, so we're going to do a interview about her and how when I came out to her as being gay and how whenever I came out to her as being a gainer, how she processed that and some messages that she has for anybody that's watching this about if you're thinking about coming out to your parents or if you came out to your parents and you've got some struggles with that. She's got a lot of really great advice, I feel, and I think she'd be great to have on the show. Also, in January, I will be flying to Pittsburgh, so I'm going to do a little sort of montage of like places in Pittsburgh that I love to eat and kind of put some stuff together so you guys can see why I became so fat and some of the things that I ate when I was a kid. So yeah, thank you so much, and if you do celebrate it, have a happy, fun Halloween. Even though it's on Thursday, still get drunk because the next day at work you can just... everybody's going to be drunk. Like, it's kind of like if you were working on January 2nd right after New Year's. Like, everyone is going to be drunk. So just be drunk. I will not be drunk because I can't drink. So, at any rate, have a good one. Bye. Get down from there, cat.